A friend of mine had been talking a lot about 5-MeO DiPT, and I was pretty curious about it. Many of my friends said that it was a tryptamine equivalent of 2CB, and from the trip reports of 2CB in Pickle I was really anxious to try the 5-MeO DiPT. I went to a party, and was already candyflipping, LSD and MDMA, when I was offered the Foxy methoxy. I was so anxious to try it that I accepted the offer, even though I usually tend to try new drugs by themselves. I mixed the 5-MeO DiPT, it was a fine, white powder, with water and drank it. About an hour later, I started to feel some effects that were definitely not due to the LSD or MDMA. Actually, the best way I can describe it is that the 5-MeO DiPT overrode the Candyflip. I suddenly just wasn't candyflipping anymore. There were visuals, but not like those from acid. Colors were bolder, and objects just outside of my focus, like the wall behind a friend I was talking with, would move and jump, and if I stared at anything for a few minutes it would start to slowly move and pulsate. My body temperature started to rise really rapidly, so much so that shorts and a rayon t-shirt was unbearably hot. Also, I was feeling much more creative. I grabbed a sketchbook and started writing what could only be described as fairly weird and demented ramblings. At the time I was extremely proud of my writings and took them around to show everybody. Most of that was pretty much besides the point, however. More than anything, I was horny. I mean, woohoo was I horny. It wasn't like the sensualness of MDMA, but more of an all-encompassing libido. Foxy is definitely a powerful aphrodisiac, at least for me. Another thing I remembered, the effects would generally come in waves, and dancing for a few minutes never failed to bring about another, stronger wave of the Foxy. During the comedown, I started to get a really banging headache that really didn't go away for about a day or so. I assume that the headache was due to dehydration more than the Foxy, however. I definitely want to try this again.